MITA Unshackled, Dimitri Downing here. Still spring, still Miami, still April, still 2023. And it's raining, but it's good that it's raining because it keeps everybody inside here.
That's true.
Yeah, you need to get your mic a little closer here so that we get better. Yeah, audio. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, so I was debating that. It was part of me was like, not liking it, but then I'm like, I came here to network and I want everybody in here. So people aren't going outside. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just hoping they don't go home early. That's all.
Yeah, so we're here with Susan Ameel.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Ameel.
Ameel. Where's that from? What's that name from?
It's Belgian.
It's Belgian?
Yes.
Belgian. Okay, and you're the general partner for Obedio. How do you say that?
Obedio.
Obedio. And so, as always, we're cruising around, picking up some of the cool people, cool companies that we see here and introducing the audience out there. So if you're an industry professional who did not have a chance to make it here to Benzinga, you can kind of learn a little bit about what's going on, what the company's doing, and some of the intelligent people are. And they have a really cool business. And so I invited them over today to join us. Yes. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. And we're almost at the end of Benzinga, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then tomorrow's the psychedelic thing. I'm not sure what's happening, though.
It's a psychedelic conference. And so I think we're going to actually stay here for the psychedelics. We cover both cannabis and psychedelics.
Yeah, so is this floor staying open during psychedelics?
I don't think the exhibit hall does. I think it's just, a conference with panelists.
So we haven't even figured that out yet. But let's talk about you and your company and what you guys do. But first, to get there, how did you start in cannabis? Is this your first cannabis venture? Were you a grower when you were young? Well, how did you start?
Well, I do like growing vegetables.
Okay.
I don't think I'd be a very good cannabis grower. However, so I was actually working at a consulting firm and developing reg tech products and business technologies. And my partner and I had actually done a startup before, so we decided to start a cannabis startup.
Okay.
It was a great use case. I think one of the things that we do is we aggregate a ton of data across the United States.
Yes.
So I had...
Everybody loves data.
Data. Gotta love data.
What year was this that you decided to start?
That was 2018.
Okay.
And the one thing about the cannabis industry is that there is a lot of data because it is a vertically integrated industry. You have your cultivation, your retail businesses, and your manufacturing businesses. Cultivation.
No, I know you jumped over. I usually go cultivation, manufacturing, distribution, delivery, retail.
Distribution, yeah. Well,
that's, no, but I just saw you kind of jumped over and then came back here. That's kind of it's all good. It's all the same.
So we wanted to sort of normalize the data and make it very easy for people to get their arms around the industry, since every single state has a different market structure. Every state may have very different participants and different brands, and so it's been really a cool journey. So we're excited.
And what kind of data do you guys collect?
Well, we have business intelligence data as well as regulatory and compliance information. And so from a business intelligence data, we collect all of the licenses, we associate them to the holding companies so you can very easily see who the major players are in each one of the markets. And then we actually provide all the contact information. So we give you the ability to download the contact information, upload it to your CRM, and do direct marketing to all of the licensees in the U.S. And then on the other side, we have all of the regulatory information. So we monitor 17,000 will be next year, but 12,000 different jurisdictions in the United States. So we really follow the emerging markets, and we give people information so that they can determine when, where, and how they can actually start a cannabis business. So whether that's identifying every municipality where you can locate a business, providing the zoning information, and all of the information about nearby competitors, so you can perform a competitive analysis to determine, where the best place for you is to start a business. And then finally, we send out the application window alerts, so you can be first in line.
It's so funny because I remember years ago, I did marijuana licensing, cannabis licensing, and a whole bunch of other Google alerts to get this information.
Yes.
So that was the way.
Yeah. Now we do that for you.
Or you hear from your friends or stuff. No, but that's so important. So entrepreneurs, existing businesses, what kind of people are using your service?
Really, we have a lot of firms. So real estate brokers, real estate firms, consultants, lawyers, operators, anyone who's interested in, really growing their business and generating revenue. We provide solutions for, and then obviously on the back end, we have all the regulatory and compliance data so that everybody can ensure that their businesses maintain their good standing. Otherwise, you don't have any value at the end of the day with the business if you have a regulatory violation that results in a suspension or losing your license. So it's really targeted and making sure that businesses achieve the greatest value that they can and the most revenue that they can.
And what does it cost to be a member? How does it work? Like per data thing? I don't know.
Well, you can.
How do you charge?
We charge.
I know you charge, but how does it work? I just want to get in there and surf around for a while. What does that cost?
Well, you surf around for a month. So
it's a monthly charge.
It's a monthly charge. So you can get one state. One state is $1,000 per month.
State?
One state.
What if it's a small? Okay, got it.
And if you get 3 states, then you get the entire country and access to all 12,000 jurisdictions and access to all of our license and contact information. So it's really, our goal is to make sure that everyone can use the data to make money so that we're not a cost center, that you're actually making more money than you would without us.
What does it cost to get the whole country?
$3,000.
Oh, that's not a bad price.
That's not a bad price, not at all.
No, not at all. I was adding that up, and I'm thinking there's 37 medical states or whatever. And I'm like that gets.
And now we have Kentucky. And by the way, now we're covering Kentucky. So
everybody pretty much signs up for the $3,000, and that makes sense.
Yeah. It's $3,000. I mean, and it's really exciting. Like, this week, April 24th, we have Texas is open, Florida's opening up again, and both of their application windows close, and DC's open, right? So DC is actually accepting applications now as well.
So do you guys offer people a free trial to see how they can use it and stuff? Is that
because we don't require you to sign up for an entire year?
Right.
It's very low risk for people to sign up for a month and get a trial. So we don't offer trials, but the fact is that the cost there's not a lot at risk given that there's no annual contract.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. I'm trying to figure out how I can dive into your world, and just look around. Is there a free way? She's like, no, we're not even going to give you a coupon. That's okay. No, but it's so important. What differentiates between you and some other groups that collect data and different types of data? What's differentiated between your group and these other groups that collect data?
So I think first is we go very broad, right?
Okay.
And we go very deep. So you may have to buy
collect and share.
You would have to buy 3 different tools in order to get the amount of data that we have and the types of data that we have. We have your contact data for your marketing. We have your license data for your market sizing. We have your mapping information for your real estate search as well as sort of jurisdictions. So what we do, there are multiple companies that offer tools, but we just offer it in one. So the other thing is that, we monitor more jurisdictions. We monitor over 12,000 jurisdictions. I think the closest competitor was around 2,500. So, we're able to, be very agile, chase the emerging markets, make sure that our people understand exactly, where the next opportunity is going to be.
Are you guys doing stuff internationally as well?
Not yet. I think that there's still a lot of activity in the U.S. The one thing in my last go around to starting a business, we actually created a global product. And what you realize is that everyone outside of the U.S. wants to come into the U.S., right? So, globally, the U.S. is a huge pocketbook. The U.S. is the largest market, in the world. Mm-hmm. And so, we want to support the U.S. in making sure that, we get as much, revenue and opportunities out of this one.
So any unusual trends or things that have surprised you over the last few years that you would have seen or experienced because of your data collection that nobody else kind of saw?
Well, we do. I think we see, because we look at the data at the local level, we see a lot before it hits the state level databases. we started noticing, pretty early on that there may be a downturn within the cannabis industry, and started prepping, our tool so that it could be used in some type of, roll up sort of fund, right? So right now, we're seeing some closings in the markets where you're having a downturn, such as California and Michigan, and there's not only opportunity on the upside, but there's opportunities on the downside as well. We hope that both California and Michigan stabilize very quickly, but we're still seeing closures within Michigan. We're just really looking forward to the New York market sort of stabilizing, perhaps increasing the number of licenses that are issued in the license market, sort of cutting back on the unlicensed activity that's happening within New York. In New Jersey, I never thought that New Jersey would be a more competitive market than California. And so we've seen the California licensing market slow down quite a bit,
right?
Whereas New Jersey has just taken off. And if you look at New Jersey over the last 2 years, it was a sleepy state. And the next thing you know, it's the most competitive market in the U.S. right now.
Do you see any retail closing in Michigan?
Yes.
Really? And do you see retail closing in California?
It's interesting because California, we saw a lot of cultivation. The cultivation closings were mostly outdoor, though, which is very interesting. We have seen some analysis.
So couldn't figure out how to grow.
Well, they had a lot of floods there, too. It's kind of horrible. But, the analysis that we've seen suggests that the price for the outdoor grow product is a lot lower than that which is being grown on the indoors. But we finally saw our first retail expiration recently happened last month in California. Michigan, they still have the separate medical retail licenses.
Do you remember what jurisdiction it was in?
I could go back and
No, I'm just surprised,
I know.
It takes a real idiot to fuck up retail. Sorry. Really, it does.
It's kind of tough. Retail revenues have gone down significantly, and if you look at any of the city tax revenue numbers, wow. The tax revenue numbers have gone down very significantly over the last year.
No, I get manufacturing, delivery, cultivation, different size cultivations. I can see that happening all day long for different reasons. Some of them economic, some mental, but it's the inadequacies of man. But retail is it still should be pretty successful. So really, it's interesting that you're seeing retail closing.
Well, in Michigan, the prices have you gone to Michigan lately?
No, I haven't been to Michigan lately.
The prices are really low.
Right. And they have gone down,
really low. But the other thing that's happening in Michigan that's very interesting is that you're seeing an increase in enforcement. And the regulators are not kidding around these days. We're seeing suspensions both at the city level as well as at the state level. And that's where, our other half of our business comes into play, where we provide all the regulatory data that you need to make sure that you're complying with the regulations so that you can maintain the good standing of your license. Mm-hmm. So Michigan is, I think that, I think a lot of business expanded very quickly, and, we're in a capital crunch.
But they could sell those retail licenses. I'm just thinking retail, and all the other categories. I get it. There's a lot that cultivation is going down. There's a lot of reasons. But there's always ability to sell retail licenses, even if there's 7 in one jurisdiction. You can still sell it. It's just weird. It's just weird.
But you're right, because that means that the retail license has zero value.
Yeah, that's. Anyways, what's that? That's an interesting.
I do think that, obviously, a lot of the closures you're seeing is on the medical side, and not necessarily. But that's.
Of course, yes, the medical side. Now I get it a little bit as one adult use, of course. But this is one of the reasons why people need to be signed up to your site, so they can catch these trends for themselves, and they can watch things, and they can see what's going on, and they can, absolutely. I wish I had an extra $3,000. I'd sign up right now. No, but it's not. It's actually not
credit cards, by the way.
It's not my business model. We reach out to a lot of people, and we touch a lot of people organically and through MITA USA. But obviously, if you're running a real business, you don't need real. And MITA USA is a great trade organization, and it's a non-for-profit. So we don't. Our goal isn't to reach out to everyone at once. But if we were looking to do things more efficiently, we'd invest money and then boom, reach out all at once, right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
But that's the nature of things.
And the data changes on a daily basis. So
yes.
It's never the same today as it will be tomorrow. So
trust me, I'm always tracking. Even with the 168 members that we have, their stuff is always changing.
Yes.
It's wild. And we do a lot of ancillary auxiliary members. You guys can be members if you want to. Maybe we can make a trade from you. I don't know. We could, but we could definitely help promote you throughout different parts of the cannabis industry. But it was great meeting you, and I'm thrilled to get you. I'm looking forward to getting to know you over the years.
Oh, absolutely.
We've never really chatted before, and I didn't know much about your organization, but I love the fact that you're accessible and you're willing to talk, educate people a little bit about what's going on, and provide a point of contact that they can come to you if anybody needs anything related to what you do. How do they get in touch with you?
You go www.getobedio.com, and there is a contact form that you can fill out to get more information.
All right. Well, thank you for being on MITA Unshackled.
Thank you for having us. It's been wonderful.
Yes. No. Thank you very much. Awesome.
Thank you.
Look at perfect.